Good morning, students. Beta, I am Jagdish, your English teacher from our Vidya Bharati Public School. Today we shall read lesson number 3 from our English reader. The name of the lesson is Glimpses of India, Bharat की झांकियाँ. This lesson covers 3 parts. All the 3 parts are about different parts of India. The first part is about Goa, the second part is about Kur, and the third part is about Assam. So, author Lucio Rodriguez talks about Goa and the breads of Goa in lesson number 1, in part 1. The name of the lesson is A Baker from Goa. And Lucio Rodriguez says that the old men of Goa, they remember sweetly the good days of Portuguese rule in Goa. And today they have gone. In 1961, Goa had been freed, had attained its freedom, and there are no Portuguese are there, but still their traditions and customs are prevalent there. So one of those traditions is the furnaces on which the bread is still molded, mixed, prepared and supplied. So this is the lesson, A Baker from Goa. So when he was a child, Lucio Rodriguez remember how he came, how a baker came. A baker is called pedder in Goa. His arrival was very sweetly welcomed by small children, because when he came early in the morning, he carried a bamboo in his hand and he carried a basket on his head, and that basket consisted of various types of bread, like bol, like bolina, like sandwiches and other types of breads. So when he came, he struck the ground with the bamboo he carried in his hand, and that bamboo produced a sweet sound, that is of thud and jingle. Small children, they woke up and ran towards the baker, the pedder. The pedder, what did he do? He used to stand in front of some house, and when the lady of the house came out, he greeted her and he placed the basket on the bamboo he carried in his hand. And when the children came, they tried to look, inquire, examine what is there in the basket. He sweetly, with love and affection, shunned them away. He then later gave them sweet bread, which was called bol. How did he keep his accounts? He wrote all the details of his accounts on the wall of the house, and also he collected the bills at the end of every month. Next, he has a prominent place in the society, in the traditional society of Goa. He is like a confectioner, like a halwai in our North India, other parts of India. So bread and loaves of bread has such a prominent place as the sweetmeats in our auspicious occasions. No marriage, no party or any other happy event, auspicious occasion is complete without bread. And every mother prepares sandwich on the wedding day of her child. She prepares sandwich for the guests who arrive on the occasion. So the Peders are not poor, they are prosperous, affluent, rich, and they have red cheeks, and they are of strong build. They are of happy temperament, so they are not poor. And also they used to wear kabai in those days when Lucio Rodriguez was a child. Kabai was a piece of cloth which was made into a garment that consisted of a shirt and trousers all together. Trousers only covered their legs up to their knees. So this lesson was a pen portrait of the pedder or the baker of Goa. Then there is the second part. Second part is about Coorg. Coorg is a place in Karnataka, South India. This part of the lesson covers the southern region of India. Karnataka's smallest district is Coorg. Coorg is a hill station, and Coorg is a tourist spot. This is famous all over the world. Kaveri river flows through it. It originates actually from this district. This district is covered with 30% of rainforest. 30% of its land is covered with rainforest. Those rainforests are on the sides, both the sides of Kaveri river. In Kaveri river, there is a famous fish which is called mahashir. And those rainforests, they are the homes of very beautiful animals, wild animals like elephant, squirrel, langurs, and so many others. And they are also homes for very beautiful birds like kingfisher and lories, and they produce very melodious sound, and they also produce a panoramic view from the hills and mountains in Coorg. Coorg has very beautiful places to visit, but it is better to visit this place, this hill station, this tourist spot only other than the months of monsoon season, because in the monsoon season it is flooded with rains. There is lot of rains and it is very difficult to move about. So if a tourist wishes to visit the place, he can visit Brahmagiri Hills, then Nisargadama Island, and also Pailakuppe Buddhist monastery. Monastery means ashram. So these are the places, and there are many adventurous sports which can be enjoyed. These sports are rappelling. Rappelling is climbing the hills with the help of ropes, and mountain biking, canoeing, river rafting and trekking. So these are the adventurous sports which one cannot miss. Lokesh Abrol talks about the people of Coorg. They are called Coorgese. They also are called Kodavus. So these people are one of the bravest races of the world. They are great soldiers, and one of them is our first Commander-in-Chief C. His name was K.M. Kariappa. He was the first Field Marshal of the independent, the free India. So these people are very brave and their women are pretty. These people are Hindus by religion, but their customs are distinct. So they are in many ways of tradition and customs different, distinguished from other Hindus of India like us, because their marriage ceremonies and cremation ceremonies are different from others. Some people say that they are direct descendants of Greeks. They are considered to be the soldiers who were left behind, a battalion of soldiers, when Alexander left India. So they travelled along the coast of the seas and reached Coorg, the hilly area, and found it a beautiful place. So they settled there. They married among the local people and mingled with them. So, but their physical features and their traditions, they distinguish them from the local inhabitants. Also, they wear kupia, cloth, piece of cloth. So, some historians feel that they are the descendants of Arabs or Kurds, because that cloth is called kupia, and same cloth is called kufia in Arab countries, and where Arabs and Kurds live. So this land Coorg is also famous for. This is famous for tea. This is famous for coffee and spices. Like Assam is famous for tea. But then there is the third part. This is about Assam, tea from Assam. This is also called Assam and Assam. This is a state, eastern state in India. This is famous for tea and its tea plantations, tea estates. So this story has two main characters. One is Rajveer and the other is Pranjal. Rajveer and Pranjal, both of them study in Delhi. They are visiting, they are traveling on a train and going to Assam, because Pranjal belongs to Assam. He has invited Rajveer to his home, where his father is a tea estate manager. So both of them are going, and Rajveer is reading about tea and its origin, the people of Assam, etc. He is very excited for this visit, his visit to Assam. But Pranjal does not show any interest in it, because he is born there and he has been brought up in Assam among the tea plantations, tea estate. So he does not show any interest. So in the compartment, a tea vendor comes to sell his tea. Almost all of the passengers, they buy tea cups, and both of them also buy 1 cup each and start sipping. Then Rajveer is looking outside the window and enjoying the view of the paddy fields and the other greenery and other sceneries. But Pranjal is not showing Pranjal does not share his interest. He is reading some detective book. Then Rajveer tells him, "Do you know how many cups of tea is drunken daily? Crores of cups of tea. Crores of teacups are daily drunken. And tea is exported, the best class tea is exported from Assam. Assam is the most dense part of the world where there are tea estates and tea plantations." He also tells that tea was first began to be consumed, to be drunken before 4700 years. It was 2700 years before Christ. So from now it is 4700 years ago. Then he also talks about how it came to Europe. When it came to Europe in 16th century, and that too people consumed it not as a beverage, पेय पदार्थ के तौर पर नहीं, but as a medicine. It was taken as a medicine, not as a beverage. Later on, it was adopted as a beverage, and people like to enjoy sipping it. He also told two stories of its origin and its customary use. The first story belongs to Bodhidharma. In this story, Bodhidharma was the disciple of Gautam Buddha, and he went to China. There he was bothered by sleep because he was disturbed in his meditations. He used to be troubled by sleep, and he did not want to sleep because he wanted to meditate. So one day he was so worried that he tore away. He cut off his eyelids and threw onto the ground, both of the eyelids. So where he had thrown those eyelids, two plants grew, and those plants were tea plants. So they have the quality which can shun, which can remove the sleep. So because of Bodhidharma's eyelids. This is a mythological story. Another story is how people started drinking it. There was some ancient king in olden times, a Chinese emperor. He was getting some hot water for drinking. So servants were boiling the water, and coincidentally some tea leaves fell into the pot. Those tea leaves gave it a magnificent, very nice delicious flavor. So this flavor impressed the emperor. He asked the servants to mix those leaves. They were the tea leaves, and people followed. Since the king drank it, so other people also started drinking it. This is how tea was being drunk by common people. So this is the story. And then they reached their station in Assam. On the way, he also saw many doll-like figures, Rajveer. They were plucking tea leaves and putting those tea leaves in the basket which was hung on their back, tied on their back. So when they are moving in the car. Pranjul's father has come there to receive them. When they are moving in the car, they also come across a truck which is full with the bags of tea leaves which will be exported later. So this was the third part of the story.